Hello, today is July 21st, 2022. Trading is closed. Let's start with our disclaimer and go over some calls, then make some predictions. It's my trading plan for Friday, July 22nd, 2022. Please remember I can be wrong. All trades should be at your own risk. We looked for a sharp move one way or the other at the open. We did get a significant drop. It wasn't as sharp as I thought it would be, but it was still sharp enough. We had some targets, 39.45.11, 39.30.85. Each of those numbers printed. Those are the red lines, and note the support under the targets. Look for the pattern with the early high. This is it, and tomorrow should have the early low. We also have a target for tomorrow, 39.52.50, and unless we gap down smartly, unless we gap up smartly, that's my call. During the day, MEJT said this drop in the morning was false. It retraced. We got a sell signal in the afternoon, but the target printed immediately, so there was no trade based on the signal. This whole move up is called false by the system. It says it has to retrace to 39.52.50. Just a reminder of what we said yesterday. Tomorrow should have the early low. We said if we didn't gap over this trend line, the trend line wins. And by winning, I mean the market should return to the trend line. Usually it doesn't take very long. The trend line now is kind of just under yesterday's high. And that goes along with the MEJT target. Well, here's the count I've been using. I've been looking for an end to this wave black B for a long time. I want black B, make that black C to have some kind of fib relationship to black A at my target. I had it yesterday. Not so today. But let's not remember that's not the only valid count. I have magenta A here. What if magenta A ends here instead? Magenta A ends here, you still have a good fib relationship between the ABC waves down. I suppose you could also count it some other ways. What's interesting though is you now have an ABC, and A and C are equal at today's high. But what really makes this interesting to me is if this is the right count, and if my target's right, that at today's high, if we were to drop to 32.29, magenta C would be just equal to magenta A. This doesn't mean it's the only count. Some other numbers work too. But if it's the right idea, targets don't get any nicer than that. So this is one more candidate for the end of this move. If you look at the move up from this last low, you've got an ABC and C equals A. So even on the smaller time frames, all the fibs work. Be nice if that were the right idea. Futures are already off between 17 and 20 handles as I'm recording this. If that did work, it would sure make a pretty picture. We go significantly over today's high, the idea fails, but for right now I'm keeping my fingers crossed. That could be it. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low. It could still gap up. Typically it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. There's early weakness. More weakness tends to follow in the days to come. There's a lower MEJT target, much lower. Unless we gap up smartly, it's favored to print. The move over the trend line today did not meet the sustainability criteria and should retrace. Nasdaq McClellan oscillator is still over its upper Bollinger Band. You have a negative day. If that happens, it should reverse through it and give a hugely reliable sell signal. There's wave balance at today's high, compatible with a big drop from here. Now, other numbers have given wave balance in the past, so it doesn't guarantee we are at the top. But if we drop from here, you got the ideal balance and one of the prettiest pictures I've seen in a long time. My rule is if you have to fudge to make the count work, it probably isn't the right count. And there's just no fudging at all with this one. So tomorrow has the early low. There's a chance this is the top. Hasn't been the only place with a chance. But if we start down in spades, the longer we go and the deeper we go, the greater the chance we're going to 32.29. And of course we go over this and the idea is killed. Tomorrow has the early low, and that's today's call.